It is March 11th, 2024. We're here in the garage at the front of the house, essentially, at the property located at 10237 Avenida Magnifica in San Diego, California, 92131. So we have our sewer cleanouts here in the garage. And so we're going to go ahead and sweep back into the house from this 3-inch ABS plastic cleanout plug here. This neighborhood's typically going to be all plastic ABS, which is what you want, no cast iron. T-junction right there. That's probably dumping part of the laundry into the system there. Could even be coming from across the house, depending on the angle they wanted to run. There's our little 45 making kind of a left turn from the garage, which is where everything's at in the house, back to the left. Tiny bit of standing water there, but it's minimal, so it's not a real big issue. Again, all plastic, newer ABS piping. Every home that was starting to get built from the late 70s on pretty much used this exclusively instead of cast iron, unless it was 3 stories or more. Here's our T-junction right here. So you can see we sweep up to the right. Looks like it might pick up maybe the kitchen or one of the little junctions. But as we go off to the left right here, it continues upstream essentially from the beginning of the system. Here's a T-junction right here, having everything dump into the system. Tiny bit of standing water again here, no issue with that whatsoever, not worried about that. We're basically looking for any cracks or breaks or pipes that have gotten squashed somehow, or any foreign debris in the system from construction or otherwise, but the system looks totally clean and clear. Have found no problems so far, and we don't expect to. Here's a T-junction right here, picking up the other parts of the bathrooms. Another T-junction right there. A little bit of debris right there. Right at this glue joint. Just looks like it's a little bit of debris. Doesn't look like it's roots. Hard to say. It's real tiny around there. Small possibility. I guess it could be. We'll go ahead and locate and see where this is at. And there's always a chance that a glue hub got cracked, wasn't glued well, and maybe those are some miniature roots trying to grow in the system, but it's hard to really tell. But let's see if we can push by this. Okay, and this is the very beginning of the system right here. So you can see we're over 80 feet out, and we're sweeping up, coming up into one of going to the beginning of the toilet essentially. So this is essentially the very beginning of the line here. So we're about 82 feet in. So we're going to go ahead and just pull back to that few feet back and just double check which bathroom this is located off of, and just look to see if there's any vegetation on the perimeter if we're near an exterior wall here. Okay, since we went such a long distance, what we thought the master bathroom, when you leave the garage and go to you immediately go towards the kitchen, and then essentially right behind that is the master bath. So that left turn we made does in fact go all the way to the other bath on the other side of the house, the hall bath. So that's where this is at right here, essentially, in kind of the bedroom behind it along the tub. We do have an additional clean out on that side of the house, so we're going to leave this camera in the system right here. We're going to go ahead and open up the other clean out and put a second camera in from that to see how that accesses to this portion of the system. Okay, so we're here on the far left side of the house, and we've got our second camera here. So here is the window to the bedroom, and right here next to here, can't kind of see, but there's the bathroom right behind this window and gutter right there. So here's this other clean out on this side of the house. The plug had never been removed. We actually had to break off little chunks of concrete, stucco, whatever it was on there. So they've just probably never had to clean it because, again, this is all good ABS pipe. So we'll push through here from this clean out. And there you go. There's our other camera that we have in the system right there. So there's that one little spot right there where it appears that there's a super small amount of roots. It looks like they're getting in from this plastic hub. So you can see it's only barely 6 feet in from this clean out. So we're on slab here. There's nothing you're going to dig up and fix. To maintain this, there's a super inexpensive chemical called Robic Foaming Root Killer. They sell it online at Amazon or Walmart, or in store for a couple dollars more at Lowe's or Home Depot. You just simply mix that powder. It comes in the little 1 pound thing. It's right around 20 some odd bucks if you buy it at the store. You just pour it down this clean out that's right here, and then you just simply chase it with about a half a gallon of water. It'll foam up in the line when you pour it down this clean out, and that'll keep those little miniature roots or anything else from expanding and kills them so they don't grow into the system. But we have, multiple little bushes all along this side. There's some really large trees in the backyard. There's some large trees for the neighbors over here as well. So they do appear to be some super tiny roots, but again, the pipe is plastic. It's just by a hub that it's occurred. The hub's not damaged with being cut or separated. It's just the glue joint gave way, it appears. So again, we go back down in here. Here's where the other camera, here's where that little bit of tiny debris is, and it does look like it could be some real fine roots trying to grow in from there. So again, those can be just maintained and treated. That $20 bottle of Robic Foaming Root Killer can be done once a year, and you're home free. That's all that needs to be done. Water just got flushed by somebody, so no big problem there. So, okay, we're going to go ahead and now move our camera out of this part of the system. We're going to look at from the garage out to the street now. Okay, so we just pulled our camera out of the clean out that's here, that's closer to the end of the garage. It goes back into the house. We'll now go to the other one here, which sweeps away from the house and heads out to the street. Make sure we don't have any roots in the line or any other objects or debris or problems with the pipe here. So again, all plastic ABS here. Here we have a turn on the line, about 45, making that right turn. All nice, good plastic, no issues. Everything's looking good so far. Coupling there, no problems. Here we have another little tiny turn on the line. Coupling. A little bit of debris there on the top of the pipe, but it doesn't look like roots, but small possibility that hub is letting some real tiny ones come through, but you can see it's hardly anything there. But on the upper right of the coupling, there's a very small chance that there's something there that's trying to get through from the glue hub. Push by here and see any other issues. Some stringy debris there that's not roots. And this turn. Downward turn right here. Looks like a little T-junction for maybe the property line clean out. And then we're now into PVC greenbelt pipe for the city here. So everything is in good condition. We have no problems. There's no clay pipe, no cast iron pipe. So it's all plastic all the way out to the city here. So no problems whatsoever. I'm going to go ahead and pull back right here. We're just going to double check to see if there is a property line clean out over on the sidewalk. So we're going to pause for a second. No, we don't have a property line clean out. If there ever was one that might have been extended at some point, we have synthetic grass on the front lawn now, and it may have gotten covered up had they had a junction at one point to show that or have that connect into the system. And again, it doesn't matter. This clean out from the garage can serve the same purpose. If there was a stoppage in front of the house, can be snaked or hydrojetted or chain knockered from this portion of the system. So looks like the line runs horizontally for quite a long ways, as you can see here, into this greenbelt PVC pipe. So we just wanted to go across because there's so many trees in the area, but there's no roots getting in any part of the system. They're going to want to come back into there. That one little plastic junction, and it did look like there was a minuscule amount trying to maybe get in from that hub, almost like what we saw on the sewer pipe under the house by the bathtub of the master bathroom. We had those little tiny ones that we mentioned about 6 feet in from the side clean out, but we're going to pull back here. We're going to go ahead and pause the video while we pull this back. Okay, so again, this is nothing that needs to ever be repaired or anything like that, but we did just go ahead and locate where these tiny little possible roots are at this coupling. This is about 5 feet up the front lawn from the sidewalk. It's about 5 feet deep, just so you know that's the depth of the pipe as well. And it's about 2 feet to the right of the water meter box. So you got our concrete water meter box also on the front lawn. So basically if you just step over about 2 feet to the right of that and then come up 5 feet from the sidewalk, that's where this pipe is located. And this pipe continues to run horizontal, not to go towards the street, but to go towards across the entire front lawn to the left side of the house, almost to the neighbor's house, essentially, is the way this one is running. But that's the location of this little spot. Again, it's so minuscule. Sometimes when we see it on our home computer compared to the screen we have here, we can see if it looks like some true roots. But again, it's hardly anything at best for right now. I don't think it's ever going to become a huge issue. But even if they started growing even slightly more, then that foaming Robic root killer is all you would need to do. From this clean out, you would use 2 bottles though. So unlike the 1 bottle that we recommended for those possible tiny roots over by the hall bath, that hub, this hub from the clean out access is a little bit farther away, so you would need 2 bottles mixed together, and then when you poured them down this clean out, you would dump about 1.5 gallons of water to go ahead and let that move down the line and foam up to kill the roots. It's not needed though to be done right now, 100%, not saying that this is something we'd recommend even doing at this point, but if they ever got worse and got into the system, then that's all you would need to do to maintain these if they started for some reason to get in there, if that's what they are. But we can't tell exactly on there if those are minuscule ones trying to grow through. But anyway, everything else on the system is all plastic. We find no other issues with slope problems, no problems with debris in the line, of course, as you saw, and nothing else going on in the system. So it has overall a good clean bill of health. So other than localized stoppages that you're going to have to just snake individual pipes from individual trapways and things like that, everything else on the sewer system is in good shape. So that concludes the recording for this property.